Shalom, shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Secondly, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and righteousness and in sincerity. And third of all, I want to give salutations to the hopeful elect that's out on the highways and byways teaching and preaching this word in truth and in sincerity. The title of this lesson is going to be Envy Not Thou Oppressor. Once again, envy not thou oppressor. And I'm going to be starting this lesson off with Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. And it reads, Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Right, so envying is going into, being jealous of. I'm going to grab that word right quick. Envy, it means to envy, be jealous, be envious, be zealous. To be jealous of, to be envious of, to be zealous of, to excite, to jealous anger. Right? Being like excited to just, involve yourself in, jealous anger, jumping up, being spiteful, just enjoying being a jealous demon, enjoying your your jealousy, being jealous. But it reads to provoke to jealous anger, cause jealousy. Right, so it says, and choose none of his ways. Right, envying is one of the ways of our oppressor. Esau, Edom, because that's a work of the flesh, and it's ultimately a wicked work, It's not a work that's of the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, It's not of the fruit of the spirit. Therefore, that's one of the ways of our oppressor, envying. And that's just one of them. But it says choose none of his ways. So, all of these left-handed, carnal, ways, when it comes to the adultery, when it comes to, just greed and, lack of faith, all of those things, that's of Esau, Edom, our oppressor. But let me grab Luke 12 right quick. Oh, Salakia, I put like. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 15. And it reads, and he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. Right. The possessions that you have in this world, the possessions that our oppressor has in this world, they're carnal, and they're temporal at the end of the day. They're temporary. Eventually, all of this money, all of this, so-called clout, status and, fame that, these people got in this world, these Israelites that been sold out and these Edomites that's ruling, all of this substance so-called that they have, it's, it's temporary and ultimately it's going to be brought to nothing. So that's one of the main reasons why we're not to, envy our oppressor, because our oppressor has gotten these riches in wickedness, through, unjust dealings, So it's temporary, It's not something that we should want to attain because it comes with a very, very harsh judgment, But, our oppressor, like I was saying, Esau, Edom, they are the ones that has all of the riches, they have all of the abundance, so to speak, because they're ruling right now. But we're not supposed to be looking at them like, why don't we have that? I want that, getting, in our feelings, when it comes to the Lord, and feeling like we need to have that right now or we should have that, because we should know that we're going to get the kingdom. We're going to get abundance that's never going to go away, you know? So we shouldn't envy our oppressor, because the triumphing of the wicked is short. But it reads, let me grab covetousness right quick. I'm going to just reread it right quick, though, before I grab it. It says, and he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness. Right, beware of covetousness. Now, what does covetousness mean? It says greedy desire to have more, covetousness, at variance. Let me grab this right quick. Extreme greed for wealth or material gain. Right. Being carnal, being greedy when it comes to this world and just obtaining new levels of status and fame and, substance in this world. But at the end of the day, it's unprofitable because it's not of the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And you won't get the spiritual benefits, that you could get from the Lord from, seeking, the spiritual things, trying to improve in the spirit. Now, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 12, and it reads, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Right, so, just like in that previous scripture, just being, engulfed in this world, seeking the status that you could achieve, the fame that you could achieve, being a so-called celebrity and having people, listening to you and, worshiping you, when you step outside, people asking for autographs or everybody know your name or just having a lot of money in this world, seeking these things, and seeing these things, it might seem right. Like these are the things that we should be wanting, those should be the main things that we should be seeking, It might seem like that, but like it says, the end thereof are the ways of death, because all of these things are going to die. All of these things are going to perish that are of Esau, Edom's kingdom, So ultimately, these things are vain and they lead unto death because they're being ruled by the man of, the man of sin, which sin, the transgression of the law is sin, and sin leads to death, But yeah, that was the point right there. And I'm gonna grab Job 20, and I'm gonna close it off on this scripture. This is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 4, and it reads, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Now let me grab triumphing, because it says the triumphing of the wicked is short. It says ringing cry, shout for joy. Right. It says to overcome, to be overcome, to cry out, shout for joy, give a ringing cry, to give a ringing cry, enjoy, exaltation, distress, to cry aloud. It says in summons, exhortation of wisdom, to give a ringing cry. So, that's pretty much the point. Rejoicing, right? The rejoicing, the crying for joy of the wicked, because, they're on top right now, being, the nation of Esau. Their rejoicing is but for a moment, it's short, it's going to come to an end quickly, That's why we shouldn't even be in the spirit of, looking at what they got and, questioning the Lord and, being like, I'm supposed to have that. I'm your son. I'm your chosen. Why don't we have these things? Why don't we have all of this money? Why don't we have control over America? You know, why don't we have access to all of these? I'm at Salakia, access to the earnings from all of these inventions that we have created and Esau Edom has stolen from us. You know, why don't we have all of these things? Why don't we have, land? You know, why don't we have cattle? You know, why don't we have freedom? We're not supposed to be coveting these things because the wicked have attained these things for a short period of time, you know. But it reads in verse 6, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. And that's going into his own shit, you know. And it reads, they which have seen him shall say, where is he? Right, so the Lord has allowed him to be built up, tall, mighty, strong, extremely intimidating, but he's going to be, cast down, and ultimately forgotten. It reads, verse 8, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Right. The nation of Esau is literally going to be wiped out after 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, extreme slavery and captivity under the nation of Israel. They're going to be extinct. You're never going to see a white man so-called, walking on the earth, or doing any kind of, wickedness or having wicked thoughts, that's going to be a thing of the past, it's going to be like a dream. He shall fly away like as a dream, like it says in verse 8. But that goes into, ultimately, like Proverbs 14 said, like it said in verse 12, the end thereof are the ways of death, because that's what's coming to the nation of Israel, So all of the ways of Esau, I'm at Salakia, that's coming, that's what's coming, to the nation of Esau. I don't know if I said Israel before, Salakia, but, the end thereof are the ways of death. That's what's going to come to the nation of Esau, So ultimately, his ways, which might seem right unto the world, they're going to lead to death as well, right alongside him, Him and his ways are going to be, put down, They're going to be made to, cease to exist. The Lord is going to do away with the nation of Esau and the ways of Esau, which are ultimately the works of the left-handed angel, Satan, the spiritual demon Satan. But that was pretty much the point. I hope you brothers and sisters was edified and that the point got out smoothly, for us just not to envy or covet the things that our oppressor has achieved, the things that our oppressor has, and the things that our, brothers and sisters, Israelites have achieved, in this world, sellout Israelites, that look like us but are not of us. We're not supposed to be envying and coveting the things that they have, the money and the attention that they get, because these things are going to lead them to death, just like the master, which is Esau Edom. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Dash. And until next time, Shalom.